Can Amani Oruwariye have a bounce-back game against the Seattle Seahawks? Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. If this is not your first time here and you've been watching for a while, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel because we are trying to hit 6K before October 1st, and you can help me do that. Hit that notification bell to get these videos in your notification feed. The Detroit Lions are coming off a bitter loss to the Minnesota Vikings, and while the sting of that is still there, it's time to move on. It's been time to move on, and we are moving on to our next opponent, the Seattle Seahawks. And cornerback Amani Oruwariye had his worst game of his NFL career. The dude was flagged so much it was almost like they were picking on him, like they were keeping a close eye on exactly what Amani was doing. Amani was playing fantastic last year with a career-high 6 interceptions. And check this out. He almost got called for as many flags as he had in the entirety of 2021 in one game. He ranked up a ton of penalties following Adam Thielen, and he actually got away with a few, near the end of the game, but that's what happens in every game. But how was Amani fazed by the type of game that he had last week in Minnesota? This information comes from the Detroit Free Press. The officials kind of said something about my crab arms. Oruwariye told the Free Press, obviously, visibly, you could see the arms coming around the guy, which is something that I've done, but maybe it was a little more subtle than I think just in that moment. Once they caught the first one, they were looking for it. So it just kept kind of coming. Obviously, I'm not going to change who I am. I'm a physical corner. I'm going to keep being physical and challenging, but I've just got to be able to adjust as the games goes on. So Amani is a physical corner. In 2020, he drew a team-high 7 flags, and last year he tied a team high with 8. So this is not something new. Now, getting as many as he had in one game, that's a tough pill to swallow. And like I said earlier in the video, he had his best year last year with 6 INTs. So Amani's not going to change his play style, and I don't think he should, because like Deuce Staley said in today's press conference about DeAndre Swift, he's never going to tell a player to change how they play, because then that could make them lack confidence and make them believe that something is wrong with the way that they're doing. So this is not the first time Amani has been called for a bunch of penalties. Like I said, he led the team pretty much in penalties the last 2 years. But that one game was just uncharacteristic to rack up that many in one game. But what did Aaron Glenn say about Amani moving forward? The thing that you have to do is make sure you get yourself back up, man. Come back the next week and be just as aggressive, Glenn said. But just understand, man, where your hands are at. If your hands are up high, they'll see that. I think a lot of that was just the technique that he was doing that week. We talked to him quite a bit about that, and he worked on it yesterday. That's something he's got to continue to work on. Now, I just want to put this out there. I don't think that this is the case, but ironically, the 2 games that Amani has played in, we have lost. And the one game he didn't, which was against the Washington Commanders, we won. A.J. Brown racked up 155 yards on Amani. And last week, Adam Thielen had 6 catches for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, on the other side of the ball, Jeff Okudah is pretty much clamping down the people that he's on. Speaking of that, DK Metcalf said that he was a good corner, but he really wasn't a lockdown corner. He's getting a lot of safety help over the top. So look for a nice matchup between Jeff Okudah and DK Metcalf on this Sunday. I mean, they got 2 stellar wide receivers over there. Both of them could hurt us, and they got Rashard Penny. So we're going to have our hands full with that game. My prediction for that game will be out tomorrow. So Amani has to change his technique, maybe getting his hands a little lower, because like Glenn said, up high, they're going to catch that all the time. Like we always know, there's holding. There's some type of penalty on every play. It's just what the referees see as to when they'll call it or not. But how concerned is Aaron Glenn about Amani's play? Not concerned at all, Glenn said. That hasn't been something that's been consistent with this player. And then I would say this, man, welcome to the NFL, the life of a corner. And the way they were calling it, they were calling every little thing that he was doing. So I do like the fact that they're not going to lose faith in this corner. We were saying a lot as fans to pull him out, and this would explain why they didn't pull him out. They thought he was our best chance to win. Did they really consider pulling him out is the question that I have. Maybe they tried to get him to alter his techniques mid-game. I don't know, but they were calling every little thing Amani. And like I said, they missed some calls or quite frankly didn't call any. So we hear that all the time during the broadcast, that these refs are looking for specific things. Maybe Adam pointed something out. Maybe the coach pointed something out, and maybe they just zoomed in on Amani that particular day. But Amani is not going to lack any confidence, and I think that's big. Come out and just kind of shake off the last game and look forward to the next, because if you walk around thinking about something too much, you'll start doing it again, and we need him to step up and be kind of that cornerback he was last year. Still highly flagged, but also very efficient in the coverage game as well. So let me know in the comments below, how much faith do you have in Amani O coming up this week, facing either Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf for the Seattle Seahawks? We're going to need him to step up, make plays without getting flagged, because we need to shut one of those two guys down. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Again, if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so, because we're trying to get to 6K by November 1st. That would be fantastic. That'll be right at the Lions week 8, coming out their bye week, and that will be a good place to be. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself, and as always, go Lions.